What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're going to check out The Witcher 3 on my main computer here at 4K, which is a 13900KF, a RTX 4090 MSI gaming trio. We have a 1600 watt power supply, platinum, powering the whole thing. I was expecting everything to take much more wattage than it ended up taking, so a little overkill, but whatever. I'll probably never need to replace that damn thing. Well, not never, but not for a very long time. But then we also got 32 gigs of DDR5. It's 6400 megahertz, CL32. And then we got the whole thing being powered by well, not powered, but the motherboard is a Asus Z790 gaming, and that's about all there is. It's cooled by a custom loop, and it's a velocity block, and a 420 millimeter radiator, one of the best ones that was available, one of the highest fin densities. And then we got knocked to a 3000 RPM fans. I don't let them spin that fast unless I'm trying to do crazy benchmarks, but normally it's as quiet as it is now while I'm gaming. The loudest thing is when the damn power supply turns on, which I'm surprised it even does. But anyway, why don't we now jump on into the game and have a look at some settings and get some gameplay in. All right, let's do the main computer now. We're gonna do 4K here. No VSync or anything like that. And we're gonna start off on low, even though no one would play like that on a system like this, let's be honest, but we did that on the rest of the system, so I figure why the fuck not, you know? So let's just scroll on down to the bottom here. And there we go. Now, let's get into the game and see how it looks and plays. All right, here we go on low. And as you can tell, it looks like shit, and this shit's still doing weird-ass, goofy nonsense, so yeah, got some work to do. They definitely do. Now we can see how bad low looks. Since we're at 4K, it just makes everything look that much easier to see how terrible low quality looks. But hey, we're almost getting 400. Hey, we are getting 400 FPS for split seconds here and there. It's almost like this is a damn first-person shooter FPS almost here. And now we'll get to see. Nah, it still does stutter here and there. Not quite as bad as the 3090 system was, but we haven't gotten close to town yet. That's where it was really having issues. See if it's a little smoother, and if it was just the FPS doing all the stutter, or if it was the AMD. I don't think it was the AMD. The Ryzen 5800X3D is usually pretty damn smooth. There are certain games that doesn't really get much benefit from its 3D cache, though. It's not like it's a miracle worker where every game you play, no matter what, it's flawless and always better than its normal non-3D X3D counterpart, but most of the time for like first-person shooters and whatnot, it's better. But there still are exceptions to the rule, of course. All right, let's get past our little tree here and move on to medium, I think. Let's do medium now. So we gotta look through the settings, of course. All right, now let's get into the game. Well, now we're gonna do medium. It looks a teeny bit better than low, but at least on 4K, medium looks like pretty crappy too. But at least we can see some definition, like the swords on his back and whatnot. Those things were even messed up. I keep running into this deer. It's fun to just slam into the deer. Bumper car deer edition. But anyway, now let's just keep running around here. White Orchard. Witchers! Oh yeah, there are a lot of witches here.
Goodman's boy knows a merchant.
Now let's go ahead and move on along. Time now for high. So of course, scroll through the settings we will. And then once we get to the bottom, gameplay time it is. Well, here we go with that gameplay. Now we got some high quality settings here, and it's definitely looking a lot better now. I could play like this and it would not bother me that much. Well, of course, we're going to go much higher than that. Since we're hitting almost 200 FPS, we can obviously max this game out without the ray tracing anyway. We're still going to do ray tracing and all that, but we'll do all that during the camera portion.
Not bad.
Well, now I know how to dodge, that's good. There we go, took him out. Now I'll take those flowers. Alright, though,
trouble.
let's go ahead and move on to the next graphics setting now. Well, alright. We got some ultra graphics settings now, so we gotta go through the settings real fast. I'm leaving all the hair works on and whatnot. This is NVIDIA, so what the hell not? It should be able to handle it. So now, it's time to get to the game. Well, now let's do ultra gameplay here. Gotta jump over there. We'll jump down here too. Just rolling around, rolling. Being chased by wolves and a war. Get back here. I'll get ye. Alright, let's do that. There we go. Took him out. Where's his friends, though? Usually there's a bunch more. Alright, well, fuck him. I'm just gonna run into town with my sword drawn like a maniac. Well, now I think this is a good spot to just go ahead and move on to the last graphics setting here. And now, last up here before we move on to camera is some Ultra Plus. So let's just quickly go through the settings. Most of the stuff at the top's the same. We go, I think NVIDIA works goes up to AA or 8X anti-aliasing, and everything here at the bottom goes to Ultra Plus. So now let's hop in the game and see how this looks and plays. And here we go with some Ultra Plus gameplay now, and we are still getting a huge amount of FPS. As far as, well, since we're not ray tracing yet, this frickin' 4090 is still a beast. Ah, let's go save the deer from the wolf. Come over here, wolf. Try to slice thee. And I succeeded in my mission of slicing the wolf. Oh, there's some more. Where are you? Alright, and more are you? Oh, there's a dead horse and a dead dude. Yep, and a gun over here. Alright. Finished him off too. Well, alright. Now, let's go move on to some camera. Alright, guys. Let's get ourselves some camera gameplay now. We just got the game just maxed out on DirectX 11 mode. Then after that, we'll get a little camera gameplay on DirectX 12 with some ray tracing and all that too. And it'll probably need DLSS or something. My 3090 was not able to hit 60, even at ultra wide 1440p with ray tracing enabled in this game. At least RT Ultra, that is. I didn't try the one below. Alright, let's go run through town too, just to see how town reacts. And now we're not recording or anything. Even shadow play, I'm sure, takes a little bit of FPS away. Maybe not as much as OBS does on my laptop, but I've never really tested to see how much it really takes off. I always just assumed it did. For all I know, maybe it takes none off. Strange? It's so strange. What's going on down here? An old woman. Ah, she has a quest for me. I'm gonna loot. All the loot. I'll have to remember she's here. A little stutter. Game still has a little stutter here and there. Nothing like when you're on, whatchamacallit, DX12 mode, though. Out of my way, random soldier people. I've got to get past. Huh. I don't remember this place. Oh, hello. Where'd you go, little bastard? All right. Oh, I can't punch the door open? Well, that's lame. Well now, let's go try DirectX 12 out a little, shall we? Here's the graphics for DirectX 12 here. Let's just go through them real quick. We haven't had turned ray tracing on yet. I'll do that next. Just wanted to run around just in DirectX 12 mode real quick, just so we can compare it to 11 mode. It's pretty much just maxed out, just like DX12 or DX11 mode was. So let's go hop in and see how DX12 runs. There's too many DXs. It gets tongue twisty and confusing every once in a while. Here we are back in the game, maxed out, but with DX12 mode now. Now let's just run around and see how it plays. Already I want to say it's way more stuttery. Get back here, warg! Alright. That takes care of that. Yep, just like on my secondary computer, it seems to get a little stuttery in town. Alright, now let's go try a little ray tracing and see how that does. So, we're pretty much just turning all the ray tracing things on. So this is RT Ultra now. So just show you the rest of the settings real quick. I don't have frame generation or DLSS turned on yet. We'll try those out, of course. But now, back to the game. Well, here we go. We have ray tracing maxed out, and even a 4090 cannot get 60 without some form of help. Honestly, I kind of laugh at the people that are just like in the comments saying, oh, 4090 can play any game at like 200 FPS at 4K maxed out ray trace, and it's like, no the fuck it can't. Some games it can, especially older games, but not new games. And I think that's because most games are just, hey, we're gonna just throw something together, and oh, it runs on a 4090? Alright, cool. But it only runs with DLSS and frame generation. Oh, that's fine. And it's like, well, that's shitty. But ray tracing is a taxing motherfucker. Anyway, though, once we get past this tree, that guy's like moonwalking shit. Fancy moves. Anyway, now let's turn on some DLSS real quick. We're just going to do all this just live, just like I did on my secondary computer. Nope, we don't want gameplay. We want graphics, and we want anti-aliasing on DLSS. And let's start off with quality. Huh. Well, maybe that did it. Just some DLSS quality might have gotten us over 60 the whole time. That'd be cool. Looks like they were playing Gwent. Alright, well, it seems like so far, unlike my secondary computer, this one doesn't really need to drop the DLSS any farther. With a little DLSS, we're getting 60 FPS, no problem, it seems. Drops into the 60s here and there, but we haven't dropped under yet. Doesn't mean we wouldn't in the whole game playing, obviously, since I'm not going through the entire game and testing it from start to finish. Alright, now, even though we don't need to do that, why don't we go real quick and turn on frame generation here. I don't think either of these matter if you turn them on. Where was that? I think that one was in display. Yep, there it was. We'll turn that on. And now let's go back. Okay, no, it definitely worked. And now let's just run around again. Well, at least with a controller, it doesn't seem to be too bad in the frame time or whatnot. And latency and all that shit. Let's switch to my keyboard and mouse just real quick. How does that feel now? Like, there's just a split hair of, like, lag. But this isn't a first-person shooter, so it doesn't really bother me in this game. I kind of just don't like that damn technology out of principle. It just seems so weird to rely on fake-generated frames, you know? It just seems like it gives devs an excuse to be lazy and be like, alright, well, the game runs with frame generation and DLSS, so there you go. But at the same time, this all looks pretty much just as good as native, so if it can run this good, most people aren't going to give a shit, and they're just going to like it. And don't get me wrong, this isn't bad. I just think it's a weird technology. Maybe I just don't fully understand what it does, but to my understanding, it's just inserting AI is just inserting fake frames in there to make it seem smooth. Yeah, not bad. I'd probably play like this. This isn't so laggy or stuttery. Anyway, let's go wrap the video on up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for The Witcher 3 on the main computer now, so that is a wrap on the game completely. At least until they come out with some updates. I am definitely not against coming back like with Gotham Knight and trying them again once some updates come out, and maybe we can even show you ray tracing and FSR on the laptop. That would be quite nice. But till then, that's it for this one. But we still got plenty of other games to try out, so now it's time to move on to another one. So, very fun. I think I'll go with that Castialio project thing. The one that's supposed to be like a kind of like a Dead Space kind of thing. I think I'll do that one next. Hey, and look at that. We got a Steam update. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it, because I sure enjoyed making it. And until the next video, peace out, guys.